That right there, sir, is what you'd call yourself a laser beam. Yeah, that's a laser beam. Hey, what's up, guys? I got another Escape from Tarkov video here for you. In the last one, we talked about freeing up storage space in your stash with the particular kinds of rigs and whatnot. And I led to saying that in the next video, we're going to be talking about some pretty budget M4 builds that aren't going to be super crazy, but they're going to be pretty inexpensive. And with a couple little bit of attachments, we're going to be able to get the recoil control down pretty good and also get the ergo up a little bit. There's other guns that can compare to them in their stats, like the RPK, which I had another video about. You guys want to go check that out. But these are just some fun, pretty inexpensive M4 builds where if you lose it, you're not really going to be that worried about it. You can save it as a preset and then just load them up pretty quick, and they don't usually cost very much money. So we'll go ahead and get into this, and I'll show you guys a couple of builds, and then something that a friend of mine suggested to try, which we're going to do here live on the video. That I haven't done yet, but I bought the parts for to be able to try out, and we'll see how the stats line up and stuff for this. So let's go into the game. Let's see how this stuff works out. All right, so here we go. We got our stash here. We're gonna start off with this little guy. I call this one my pistol M4, and that's because it's got the tiny, very inexpensive barrel on it. How I start off all these builds is I'll go and buy the lower receiver for 20k. A mechanic here. Go ahead and grab that off of him. 20k, pretty cheap. I mean, for an M4, can't really complain. There's other things you can do. There's other extremely budget builds you can do where you can buy a lower receiver for an M4, buy an 8R and pretty much just slap everything on top of it, and then just swap out whatever pieces you want on it. That's another thing that you can do, which we won't really go over that in that video. I might do another video on that. It's pretty short, pretty easy, but I just don't have it prepared here for this video. So so buy a little receiver from Peacekeeper. Doesn't cost very much money. And then from there, I kind of went through and just picked out pretty much the most inexpensive parts that I could find for the M4. Just so that way I could start running M4s, because I was always so worried, nervous about running M4s because of gear fear, because I suffer from that a lot. So if I'm running like a really expensive weapon, my game style changes. I'm much less likely to push whenever I should be pushing, or to move whenever I should be moving. I just kind of get frozen and into position whenever I'm being suppressed from a certain direction, and then there's someone like, you know, pinging bullets at me, and it just makes me kind of nervous to move. So I kind of like to build inexpensive builds with pretty inexpensive value ammunition for my weapons. It makes it to where I can play the way I need to play and not have any fear about losing a bunch of money whenever I'm playing. So, and then it gives you great opportunity for come ups too. So you can go in with a pretty inexpensive build and come out with a pretty well kitted gun, which is pretty awesome, pretty cool feeling. So what we did here is you're probably gonna hear my baby in the background because Mama's sleeping and I need to record this video. She's sitting over here watching YouTube, so so just bear with me with that. Bear with me. All right, so I started with the lower receiver, and then I started looking at all the barrels. This is pretty much the most inexpensive barrel out of the group, unless you just slap the 8R barrel on. This is the 260 millimeter barrel, and the reason why I chose this barrel was not only that it's inexpensive, but there's a lot of very inexpensive handguards that you can get with it as well compared to the other ones, because with the longer barrels it's more of the meta build. It's the barrel that comes with the All-Star, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, sorry, the Lone Star. This barrel is super expensive, so I just wanted to have this for an example, and then also we're going to try that swap the parts around thing I talked about earlier, but we'll just wait. We'll get there. All right, so this is the 18-inch barrel. This barrel alone runs you 85k, and that's the meta barrel for the M4, as far as I know. I could be totally wrong. Comment down below that I'm dumb. 260 millimeter barrel. You can get this handguard here. I believe it's from Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper, yeah. Well, people are selling them on the Flea for cheaper than that, but they're $66 from Peacekeeper level 2, I believe. And then looks like people are selling them for less, so you can pick them up for even less than that on there. And then the reason why I enjoy these handguards is because a lot of the other handguards, they have the different locks on them to put attachments on, and so you have to put an adapter on, which I hate having to do that, having to worry about that. It's just something extra with the gun that's it just annoys me, so I hate doing it. So I just try to find handguards that don't have those on there. So like this one, you have to have the guides on them, and that really just annoys me. So I like this one because I don't have to worry about it. I can slap on a normal grip, whatever grip I feel like using at the time. Usually I'll just go through my stash and see whatever I have that's cheap. But this is a really good value grip. The SE5. It gives you some pretty good stats. I know it's only 2 recoil and 8 ergo, but you're running about, you can find these cheaper, but right now they're running about 19K. If you've got mechanic opened up, you can get them for a little bit cheaper from him. But if you compare that with, let's say, where's my Beastly? Where's the big boy grip? Here we go. I got this thing on my MDR here, but the RK1, yeah, okay. See, so this one's 52K. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. 52K. 19K for this grip. For 1 ergo, but 7 less. Sorry. 1 more recoil and 7 less ergo. And you know, ergo is pretty important too. You know, I'd say it's a fair balance between 1 recoil point and 7 ergonomics, where you can really bring that gun up pretty fast. You know, and then if you can just control your recoil a little bit, you're doing just fine. And with the way this thing's set up, the recoil is not that bad, except for that initial kick is what will balance it up, and then you gotta let it come back down. So you know, that's just like pretty much with any of the other guns in the game. It's not going to be your laser beam vector or your laser beam, you know, fully meta M4 build, but it's pretty good. I really have fun running these builds. And then we got the other mentions that we need to do here is the compensator that I like using is the Corvette. It's got some pretty good stats on it. It gives you a +1% accuracy. 11 recoil, only goes down 1 ergo. It's pretty good in my opinion. That goes for about 12K. Hey, this is future Drew here. I was running raids last night with my M4 and was putting my preset together, and I realized that the muzzle brake that I just said, the Corvette, is actually not the easiest thing to get on the flea market sometimes. Like last night I couldn't see any of them, so I wanted to give another option for a muzzle brake for you guys. So if you guys can't find the Corvette, the honorable mention would be the PWS. Would be the PWS CQB muzzle brake. It gives you a recoil reduction of 12, but a ergo hit of 2. But it's very inexpensive, and it's a pretty good muzzle brake. Pick them up for about 10K, no big deal. So I just wanted to make sure and give you guys a second option. So back to the video. The pistol grip that I have on is just the basic, bare bones, regular M4 grip, which I mean that's nothing. Yeah, $12 from Peacekeeper. You know, that's nothing. It doesn't cost very much to put this thing together. The trickier part here is I got a really crazy deal with this stock. Like the stock is fairly inexpensive. It's only like 13K, so not very much, very cheap. But the thing about this is that there's actually a recoil pad that can go on this one, but apparently they're insanely hard to find, and I've seen them listed on here for like 50K when they're listed. Now if you have mechanic leveled up, you don't have to worry about it, right? Which, you know, obviously I don't yet, but if you wanted to, you know, fully meta best in slot for that grip, it's going to cost you a lot more than what it's really worth, so I wouldn't really bother. But if you do go looking for this stock, what I would suggest you do is maybe look at them and see if they have the pad on it, because people will sell them with the pad on it and not even realize it. And that's how I got mine. So yeah, it seems like most of those, they don't have them on there. No big deal. So that's that build. It's gonna get you at 62 ergo, 71 vertical recoil, and 194 horizontal recoil. Which it seems like with when you're full auto spraying, the spread's pretty big, which I would assume is because of the horizontal recoil that's on the gun. That's something that you're gonna. This is a really, really close quarters weapon. You don't like mid range. You're gonna be tapping, right? But like up close in your face, you can just spray, hold down the trigger, and you'll have a pretty good pattern just to light up their chest or whatever it is that you want to do if you're gonna hip fire and whatnot. So that's one pretty inexpensive build. I don't have the setup numbers there, but you can pretty much, you know, hear all that and go, yeah, that's pretty cheap for a gun. So there you go. All right, this is another build that I just kind of finished up here. I'll go ahead and show you the differences in the stats here and show you what the extra bits that I paid for this one, and then you can kind of compare that for yourself, you know. I wasn't going to put another Gen 4 stock on because I don't have another recoil pad on it. But here, I'll show you the stats on it without the recoil pad, actually. So it changes it by 2 ergo and 4 vertical recoil. It's quite a bit, dude. It's quite a bit. So that's why I got really lucky with this one. But this stock over here. Here, let me move that. This stock over here, very good value. I can't see that without laughing. But this is the Mo stock. Give me Mo, 10K, very, very cheap. And this one does have a pad on it as well. Just gives you an extra 3 recoil and 2 ergo. So the Mo stock, I believe it comes in 2 colors. Obviously they both do the same thing, it's just they're different colors, and this is the one that I had on me, so that's the one we're gonna use for this example. So I'm just gonna grab this and throw it on there because I only have one right now. Didn't feel like buying another one. And you're gonna be like, oh, Cobra Sight, lol. Dude, the Cobra Sight's lit. Alright? Don't at me, bro. Use it. And then come back. Then come back. It's probably the best red dot in the game. Not even kidding. It's probably the best red dot in the game. PKO6. And I can sell a PKO6, I can buy 10 of these. and it's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that baby. But anyway, we're running the same barrel in here, but with a little bit of a caveat. So instead of running the Corvette on this one, I guess I should say, we put on the Surefire. It's a flash hider. It gives you +3 accuracy, down on 8 recoil, only 1 down on ergo, 7K for mechanic level 2, and then on top of that, we're slapping this suppressor, which was really surprising to me on how inexpensive these things are. These are going on the Flea for about 20K right now, which means that they're not meta because people don't want them, yuck, right? So that gives us a pretty good advantage than people who like to buy cheap stuff, because this stuff's still good, just doesn't cost 80K for a suppressor. So that gives you 9 more recoil on you, but it's gonna hit you with the ergo. So that was another thing that I was gonna bring up was with this build, if you wanted to try to get more ergo out of it, you could swap out the pistol grip for something that's a little bit better. If you wanted to, you know, if you got the stuff laying around, cool. If not, you know, you can go buy one. I'm not sure how much more expensive these things are. I think this one's actually pretty pricey, but overall the ergo's still not bad. Like we'll take them in the hideout and you'll be able to see that the ergo's not bad on these. You can still whip them up pretty quick. This one's a little bit slower obviously than that one, but it'll still mow some dudes down. I should throw the flashlight on here too. I should have got that ready. That's fine. Let's put that there. Oh yeah, that's right. The one thing, okay. So here we go. Good example. Here, with this particular handguard is your lasers will mount on the top, right? And that can cause an issue with your gun like this. Your sight can the housing for the laser will be really close to in your line of sight when you're ADSing, which that really bugs me. And one way around that is that you can use a sight that's kind of raised a little bit, like the XPS3, this little dude. But even if I do use that, what I'll also do is I'll buy this little guy right here. It's kind of like a little razor for about 3K, and slap that on there and then put that on there, and then it's no longer a problem. Then it's raised up enough to where it's not kind of blocking the bottom of it at all. So that fixes that problem there. No longer an issue, because you need to have a bracket, an adapter, to put the sights, the laser sights, on the side of the handguard. But if you just mount it on top and instead just slap one of those things up there, that works. Or if you want to grab a bracket for the light, that works too. So it should be only a couple of K, I believe. So not really that big of a deal. Trying to think of any other honorable mentions here on this, but with this one we're sitting at 53 ergo, which is a little bit lower than our pistol A4, which, you know, to be expected. But we got us down to about 62 vertical recoil and 170 horizontal, and it shoots pretty good. Pretty quiet too. We can throw these in the, you know, I should grab a second grip for this. That's, we're gonna go test them out. So yeah, I mean, this thing's, you know, 23K, pretty expensive, but like I said, compared to the other one that's 60K, it's a bargain. And then after we get done with these things here, we're gonna try out. A friend of mine said, buy a little receiver, buy a Lone Star, slap everything from the Lone Star on the M4, and that's basically your meta M4. Right there. So we're gonna try that after we take these to the range and kind of see how they shoot a little bit. All right, I'll turn the power on for you guys. They used to having visitors. All right, turn the flashlight off. All right, so this is the shoot. I'm a doofus. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is the pistol M4. So like I was saying, like the spread of it, it's got quite a bit of horizontal recoil there, but it still kind of keeps it in that pattern, which I think you should be perfectly fine with that. But it might be a little bit rough for people who are more used to a more of a steady shot, kind of up and down. And then this is the one with the silencer. See, that one keeps it a little bit tighter. That right there, that was my aim pretty much, but. So yeah, I mean, pretty good. I like it. Super quiet, and then also with the suppressor instead of the muzzle brake, you're gonna have less problems with muzzle flash, like that. So all the smoke and stuff coming out of there, you cannot barely see. So it's much better to kind of tap fire with something that you're not running a silencer on, but. A lot of that's because I had the flashlight on right there. So you're gonna be darker raids. Pretty much you're gonna want to use a suppressor for almost anything. If you're going full auto, just because of the smoke and the blowback from all the ammunition coming out of your gun, it's gonna be really hard to see. If you have a flashlight on and it's dark and you're going full auto, the best way to fix that is by running a suppressor. And so that's why I wanted to build one with a suppressor, because I was kind of running into issues with that last night where it was very hard to see. And then this kind of fixed it. Here, you know what? Let me slap the flashlight on here, and then we can kind of compare. All right, so now we got the flashlight on. It's a little bit better. Not much better, but a little bit better. Suppressor definitely does help. And did you guys notice how much quieter that is? That's very much good quiet. Very much good quiet. Okay, cool. So those are those two. Those are not going to cost you very much money. Like I said, like the highest priced attachment on there was going to be the grip that I decided to use, and you can feel free to use whatever you want. go cheaper if you want. I like the Vikings. Those things work fine. Anything that you feel comfortable with. Like the thing with me and like with my play style and how I have such gear fear, you know, still even after playing the game for a year and a half. If I end up investing too much money in the gun, it totally ruins my game style, which I already talked about, so we don't need to go over that again. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the M4 lower receiver, which we bought earlier for 25k from Peacekeeper. I bought this Lone Star off the Flea for 70k, right? And let's go over this again real quick for the people keeping notes at home. This barrel cost 86k. The gun cost 65k. Okay, just making sure everybody else noticed that. And then this handguard, that'll cost you 20k. So I mean that's 40k up. You're up right there. How about this oh good golly. Click the right button, would you? The tube. I don't care about the tube. Sorry. That's 20k. So now you're up 40 60k on just buying this gun instead of buying the barrel. Okay, all right, so let's see how all this stuff fits together, shall we? Let's make sure we got enough room here. That's always my biggest issue when I'm trying to put together a gun. Super funny, happy smile time. Okay, slap the barrel on there. Let's do that. The handguard on there, looking good. The stock on there, looking good. Slap that little puppy on there. Did I not put that on there yet? Oh wait, that's the lower. Okay. All right, there we go. So we just took everything off. What the? Oh. What the heck? What the heck? Wait, did my lower have an upper on it already? I'm confused. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever, dude. Okay. I'm so confused right now. Did the M4 that I have an upper on it? It's the M4A1 upper. Wait, okay, well anyway. I think this one, I think the this is embarrassing. I've never done this before, so shut up. Okay, that one's 17k. This one's 5k. So the stats in this are better. 2 recoil, 6 ergo, 1 recoil, 5 ergo. Yep, easy peasy. Alright, so at least we got that figured out now. Okay, so base stats on this M4 mutant build here is going to be 66 ergo. That's pretty good for you know, basic M4. Vertical recoil is 81. We can get that down pretty easily. Horizontal 223. Yikes. Okay, so I'm basically just gonna grab the stuff that I put on this one. I'm just gonna slap it over there and see how the stats change here. Did that take the wrong thing? Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. And we should throw a mag in it. Okay, now we're sitting, whoo baby, now we're sitting at wow. Because I also found one that had the things on the bottom. The things. Why can't I think of words today? You know what I mean. The adapters. So I just slapped all that thing over there, and that does not disappoint, my guy. Put the laser on it. Slap the Cobra. I know it seems like putting new recarpeting in a haunted house, but yowzers. That's quite impressive. That's quite impressive. So if you wanted to upgrade from where we're at here with this build and go for a kit that's even, you know, that a little bit better, you know what I mean? Probably an extra, I guess that would be an extra 70k. So, I mean, you know, that's just whatever you want to play around with it or not, but yeah, that paid off pretty well. 53 recoil. That's not bad. I'm pretty impressed with that. Wow, that's pretty nice. All right, let's go to the hideout and go throw a couple rounds. All right. Ooh, baby. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's real nice. The only thing That right there, sir, is what you'd call yourself a laser beam. Yeah, that's a laser beam. The one thing that I could say is you're gonna want to be careful on where you take this thing. You don't want to take that into, I don't know, factory. Not a good call. You'd want to be taking your pistol. If you were going to do something like that, a little crazy, close quarters and stuff, that barrel is going to be smacking all over everything. Not a good idea. So there you go. There's a couple of pretty cheap builds and then one kind of mutant build here that we just put together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there we go. That's it. Obviously, you can throw bigger mags on it or whatever. That's up to you. If anyone cared about what ammo I run M4A1 garbage ammo, but you know, I just hold down right click and don't care. It's because, you know, I don't have 80 million rubles in my stash. So all right, man, well, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me and watching the video. If you guys have any other suggestions for me, any other videos you guys maybe want me to make, any comments about how dumb this video is or how you enjoyed it, dope, drop in the comments. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/silverstudios. Maybe come by and say hi or not. Oh, and something else I want to say. My next video is going to be about this diamond in the rough that I think people are finding out about, and it's making me nervous. And I'll tell you why, because the prices of the ammunition has gone up. Ignore the crappy site we got on here, but I just want to do this real quick, that way you can see what it looks like. It's hard to imagine. Whoop, wrong one. This beauty, the VPO 366 carbine. It's nasty. We'll talk about it on the next one. See you later. But say bye, baby. Say bye-bye. Next time.